Hi everyone, Tam's here. Welcome back to my new studio tour video series part 2. In the first part, I gave you an overview of the studio, and in the second part, because so many people asked about all the little storage and cubby holes and things like that, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek and look inside some of the cubbies. You may notice that some of them are not so neat, and I want you to see that because I don't think every craft room or studio needs to be perfect. But you might notice a few things here and there, and once I give you a sneak peek of what's in everything, not quite everything, I'm going to leave a few things to mystery, but once you see that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to share with you some hacks on how I store odds and ends that would look much prettier in a storage compartment. And most of my storage solutions are DIY hacks. So let's quickly just do a little peek at some of the cubbies and storage solutions and drawers that I have, and then we'll come back. Okay, let's dive into some of my very inexpensive DIY storage solutions. The first one has to do with journal projects. A lot of times I am collecting little bits and bobs and pieces of things, and I just don't have time to play around in my journal every day. So they go into a big pile. And instead of having them scattered, little pieces and things like that scattered, I like to keep them in one place, and here's a suggestion on how you can organize bits and bobs for journal layouts and things like that. So I simply take a bag, and this is a bag that my aunt gave me. These are old bags she found in a closet and sent them to me and thought that I might be able to use them, and she was right. And I put all the bits and bobs, I get a lot of stuff in the mail that I think could go into my garden journal. And I used a doily. I know all of you guys have doilies in your craft room. Don't tell me you don't. And I just used a clip. So that kind of hides the mess. And then I can, I can neatly stack this somewhere and it looks presentable. But I know exactly what's in here. So that's a very easy solution. You can also just use a paper bag from the Dollar Tree. You can get like a pack of 50, I think, for $1. Paper bags, paper craft bags work just fine. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are things like stickers. I have lots of stickers, lots of different types, lots of different styles. No one look, no one aesthetic, because I have stickers left over from helping kids in classes. I have the really high-end pretty stickers. I have half-used sheets of stickers that are like a couple years old, but I don't want to throw them away because, I feel like I need to use them, and they all have a different look. So all I do is I take one of these envelopes, and I know you guys probably have these laying around, and I know you got washi tape, and I know you've got wax seals, or at least a lot of you do, and I just doctor up a envelope. I put a little washi tape on it, a wax seal, some rubber stamps. Here we got another clip and a tag, and I write stickers. And this houses anything from Hello Kitty stickers to Disney stickers to really nice rub-on things that are quite vintage and lovely. and I just keep them all in this little compartment. I do this for lots of things. I do it for holiday items, like the kits that you get to carve pumpkins. You know, you get those books of all the little shapes and things, and I keep those because we can reuse them. I mean, why would you throw that away? And the little pumpkin carving pieces, and I store them in a little thing like this, and it'll say like Halloween, and I'll store this in my craft room just like this. Easy peasy. Now, I've shared this before, and I have a video about this, and I will link it somewhere in here and down in the bottom, but I love to alter Altoid tins. And here's an example of one that I have altered. Oops, it's upside down. Here's one that I have altered, and this just has thumbtacks. I have all different kinds of thumbtacks because I like bulletin boards, as you can see, and I have them kind of scattered around because I like to display different pieces of mail that people have sent me, and I don't really want to have to look around for all different thumbtacks, so I have little things like thumbtacks, paper clips, things like that in here, in these altered tins. And I will try to give you a close-up look. It's just altered with washi tape, Mod Podge, wax seal, but this was once an Altoid tin. Let me show you what else you can use an Altoid tin for. Another use of an Altoid tin is you can buy these little pans here. They're on Amazon, craft stores, whatever. I'll link some below. But a lot of us buy our watercolors in the big tubes, and it gets expensive. So what I do with my friends is they'll buy a couple of colors, I'll buy a couple of colors, and then we'll share when in these little tins, and you can make your watercolor go a lot farther, and you can have more colors and not spend so much money. And it's very easy to put these together in an Altoid tin. You don't have to necessarily alter it like I do, but you just take these little pans, and again, I'll link them below, and you can use double-sided tape or glue and just glue them down to the bottom, and you've got a traveling watercolor palette. Awesome. The next thing I like to use, I love to use old tea tins, and I have a couple of videos about this. Well, one in particular, but these are the same tea tin. This is Harney & Sons tea, which I really enjoy. This one I just simply spray painted, and I think I have a video somewhere that I'll link to show you what I did to alter this. And this houses all of the the backings of all the pins, P-I-N, that I collect. And that's another story and another rabbit hole, but I do collect pins, P-I-N-S, that are Harry Potter related. And I save all the backings in here so that I can put all my pins on a bulletin board, and that's in there. And then this one I altered very similar to the Altoid tin. And in here I store wax sticks. You know, these things get messy. They don't look so good once you actually start using them, and I use mine, and everyone in the world uses mine. And I just like to keep them in a neat place. Binders. Anyone out there still using binders? Me, I'm guilty. I love binders, and I have a lot of binders. I used to have them color-coded because I really used to be obsessed with Alejandra TV, you know, the organizing chick, and she suggested these binders, and I love them. They're great. I just don't like the way they look necessarily, so what I do is I do a book cover, and this is old school. Let me show you. Remember how you used to do a book cover? I do it for the binder with some craft paper, and then for this particular one I just collage the front, so it just looks a little better instead of just having the brightly colored binders. But I can still use the binders and not throw them away. I just disguise them. So there you are. All right, the last thing I'm going to share with you is just plain old boxes. I alter boxes. One of my favorite boxes to alter comes from a subscription called My Stylish French Box. A friend of mine gets this subscription, and then she gives me the boxes. These are wonderful boxes, And you can see I've got some scrap paper in here, and they have a magnet on them. So they're fine, absolutely fine by themselves, but what I like to do, of course I have to put my own Paper Tam touch, is I like to alter them. So this is all collage. I love collage, if you haven't figured that out. Some of you that are new to my channel, I really enjoy collaging. I think it's easy and fun and very approachable to everyone. It's just a great creative release. So I have collaged a couple of these that I have received and just had a good time. And this is where I store some items that I like to, some holiday items that I like to present during the holidays. When things, when the different holidays come around, I like to place different little holiday themed items in my cubbies. And so this is where I have all my Christmas items, and I store those away because, you know, they're seasonal and you don't need them out all the time. So there you go. And that's it for my hacks. I hope you enjoyed. I did include a couple of DIY video or links to DIY videos that I have done in the past. If you see something you'd like to have a little more information on, please leave them in the comments and I will try to address them. Next video is part 3, and I'm going to dive in to why I have so many traveler's notebooks and journals and how I keep projects inside of those. So I will see you next time for video 3. Thank you.